Welcome back to Las Vegas and the PABCON Championships. As we are just now underway with our round robin competition, and Lucas is here to help reset the format and let everybody know what it is that you're going to be seeing.
Well, Jason, it's 7 games of round robin match play with 20 bonus spins for the win, 10 if there's a tie, 0 for a loss. So basically everybody bowls the other players in the field 1 game. And then at the end of this 7 games, the top 4 in each the men and the women's division will get to bowl in the semifinals.
We'll have a lot to keep up with here as we have cameras on 5 matches at a time. Our women's featured pairs, Clara Guerrero of Colombia and Azret Zetter of Mexico. And then the Team USA versus Team USA matchup between Shannon Plahowski and Stephanie Nation.
And we're going to see a lot of USA versus USA matches because there are 8 total US players still in the tournament, 4 in the men's, 4 in the women's.
Fun contest on the men's side, Bill O'Neill and Tommy Jones.
And looking at the standings as we enter what is game 31, none of the players are out of the hunt to make it into the top 4. 4th is separated from 8th by just 88 pins on the men's side. And on the women's side, it is 104. So with bonus pins and 7 more games, anybody who has advanced to this point still has an opportunity to make it into the semifinals. But you got to be in the top 4 after 37 total games, and we will be adding bonus pins in these games. Tommy Jones leaves a 4-pin on his second frame shot. He is all tied up with Bill O'Neill right now.
Dan McClellan and Francisco Colon, our other featured match, and on the far end, Steve Smith and John Janowitz. Patterns are the same as earlier today. And different on the right and the left lane. Long pattern on the left, short pattern on the right.
That's correct. And the reason why they do that is the long pattern, the players sometimes need to get a lot deeper. And so they that way it takes the ball return out of play, at least for the right-handers. Lefties don't tend to get that deep to where it's an issue. So with everything being so close as far as the standings go, the bonus spins are going to be very important as we move along here. Clara starts with a double against Azret. Azret had an open in the first. With only having 2 players on a pair, it's going to go way faster than we've had all week. But they will bowl 7 games, so it's an extra game in there, but still definitely will. As you can see, the pace of play is a lot faster. Clara working on a double, trying to make it the front 3, and she does. Shannon Plahowski also has the front 3 against Stephanie Nation.
What we'll try and do is show you the first ball as often as we can for our matches with cameras. and then let you know if somebody misses a spare. Otherwise, you can just assume that they've made the spare unless we tell you differently, and that will hopefully allow those of you that are wanting to keep track of various matches to know what's going on. McClellan has gone spare, strike, spare, and then a strike in the fourth to Cologne's spare three-bagger. Trouble for Steve Smith and trouble for Nation. Couple of splits. Azarette makes her spare. Clara's thrown a three-bagger at her out of the gate. TJ doubles with that strike in the fifth. Nice conversion there by Steve Smith. Picks up the split.
Stephanie unable to do that as well.
Late on the switch over to Cologne, but he strikes again.
By the way, Stephanie with the front three, not Shannon in that match. The names are hard to read from where we're at. Azarette, fourth frame. And she's fallen into a big hole early on here against Clara. Clara's got 3 in a row to start this game. John Janowitz working on 3 in a row. Just picked up his 4th consecutive strike. He's got a big lead against Steve Smith early on. Jason, I see that the first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong, has died. Not sure how that's relevant to bowling, but interesting, newsworthy fact. If you do nothing but watch Bowl TV all day, you might have missed that. Apparently just happened.
Well, thanks for delivering that breaking news.
I wonder what bowling would be like on the moon. You ever think about that? You could throw the ball pretty, you could loft it pretty good.
I had not thought about that until now.
That'd be kind of fun, huh? I want to find out one day. We'll have to work on that. New USBC project, bowl on the moon. That was not a very good shot.
Haven't said that very often with Noel Neal throwing the ball this week.
That's true.
But
Dan McClellan's off to a good start. Spare 4-bagger. I think he kind of needs it. He was the last one in. He was in 8th place, so he's got to have a good set here to make the semis. But again, everybody still has a chance to make it into the semifinals.
if you're just joining us, you are watching the Masters portion of the PABCON Championships. Now in round robin match play, the final 8 competitors.
Stephanie leaves the 10, and they did re-oil the lanes, so they are bowling on fresh lanes now, and they will re-oil again before the semis. Steve almost made that split. He is going to lose this game to Janowitz. Clara is beating Azarette by about 30 pins or so early on here in this opening game of match play.
Cologne bowling exceptionally well. It's gone spare next 5.
That would be Dan McClellan,
Oh,
who has
excuse
spare
me.
next 5. Frankie has not doubled. A lot of 9 spares up there.
Sorry about that, Dan.
It's okay. I did the same thing a few minutes ago with Stephanie, so it's the scoreboards are a little hard to read.
That makes it challenging.
Yeah.
Seems like every time I looked at Frankie this week, he's been striking, so I suppose I just assumed.
Yeah, he has bowled well. He got the bronze medal in the all events by 3 pins over John Janowitz. Someone asking where PA is, and Patrick did not make the cut. Neither did Marshall Kent. On the women's side, Leanne Holsenberg and Dandra Beatty for Team USA did not make it, but all the other Team USA players made it into the top 8. Sixth frame for Clara. Oh, gets the 9 out. Bill O'Neill holds a little bit of a lead on Tommy Jones going into the final couple of frames. Look at that right after Clara throws this shot. Bill just made a single pin. Leads by 22 over Tommy going into the final couple of frames. There's a look at their scoreboard. Tommy on the left and Bill on the right. So Tommy still has the 10, and actually Tommy is the one who is up by 22. Dan McClellan is going to beat Frankie Cologne this game. Wow, Azarette just sent the messenger flying across the deck, and it missed the 10. That was on a double, too. TJ strikes in the 8th, so he's still up 22. Greek Church for Tommy Jones in the 9th, and that will tighten things up considerably. Nazareth leaves a 7. Pluhowski strikes for her 5th consecutive strike. And it looks like she will probably beat Stephanie Nation here in this first game. And McClellan closing things out against Frankie Colon. Frankie only shot 156 through 9 frames. Frankie missed a single pin in the 9th. And so he is going to likely lose a ton of ground here. Well, Bill O'Neill has an opportunity to shut out Tommy Jones if he strikes out in the 10th. Bill can shoot 225. Tommy can shoot 223. Clara is seemingly on her way to a win here against Azarette, although it is not finalized just yet, although that just about does it. 3 in a row for Clara. 10th frame for Dan. As he gets a 10 out, he can still shoot 269 this game, which is huge for him considering he was in 8th place coming into this round. Here's Bill O'Neill, needs to double on the 10th to shut out Tommy Jones. Gets the first one. Buzz is watching our live streaming on his 47-inch smart TV and says it looks great. Well, that's a great idea. Plug it into the TV and watch it. A lot of people do that at home watching Bowl TV. Bill O'Neill needs a strike here for the shutout against Tommy Jones. Strike 9 for the shutout. Gotta have it. And he does. So he'll just need 9 on the fill to shut out Tommy Jones here in game 1 and pick up the 20 bonus pins. Shannon Plahowski shot 246. Stephanie Nation can only shoot 225. Azarette, she is not going to win game 1, but still trying to add to her total here. She's playing on the short pattern, and oh no, a 7-10 split for Zetter. She already lost the match, but she's going to lose a lot of pins as well. Bill O'Neill is up. Needs 9 for the shutout. Looks good. 225. Again, Tommy Jones can only shoot 223. Azarette open. 163 in the 9th for Azarette. She's not going to be very pleased with that. Hartman Urbanski says, I have to say the best way I ever watched Bowl TV was streaming off my phone, which was inside my hard hat at work. Wow. That's pretty awesome. That's dedication right there.
You got to take a picture of that next time and send us a tweet.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like it. Resourceful. Lazarette's only going to be in the 180s this game now. Maria Rodriguez shot 218, but Josie is going to beat her. Josie can shoot 249 this game, so Josie just needs a mark in the 10th to beat Maria. Looks like John Janowitz squeaked past Steve Smith by about 10-15 pins. Tommy Jones going to shoot 213 this game. Rocio Restrepo, she will pick up a Game 1 win. I believe she's bowling Liz Johnson. Wow, Tommy just missed that spare, but he wasn't really going for it, I don't think. Jason giving us a nice shot of something there.
Sorry about that. When you called my attention over to Tommy, I was not paying attention to where which camera was on. Unintentional.
Clara up. Clara's bowling a great game here. She can spare and strike here in the 10th for 246. So game 1 coming to a close. Game 2 will get started pretty much right away. Dan McClellan versus Steve Smith going to be on right in front of us here on 55 and 56.
As we await the start of Game 2 here in our round robin play, I'd like to invite everyone to visit mybowlingvacation.com. There's a tab there at the top of our YouTube channel. Mybowlingvacation.com has great rates on rooms for your bowling tournament destinations, specifically Reno, Las Vegas, Detroit area for Junior Gold next year, to name a few. And you can find deals to non-bowling destinations as well, all kinds of hotel partners at mybowlingvacation.com. Definitely want to make sure that's something that you have bookmarked. And before you make any reservations, see if you can find a deal on mybowlingvacation.com, the official travel website of the United States Bowling Congress. Also, feel free to visit the sports store. USBC Sports Store has a wide variety of merchandise. Show your support for Team USA. That tab is also right there at the top of the Bowl TV YouTube page. As we get underway with frame number 1, Steve Smith and Dan McClellan, as Lucas mentioned. Tommy Jones will go over and take on Israel Hernandez, Puerto Rico. Frankie Colon and George Lambert. Our other men's featured pair. Lambert slaps that 5-pin around, but stays up. McClellan out of the gates quickly with a double. Over on our women's featured pairs, Josie Ernest taking on Azret Zetter. Steve Smith also starts with a double. And our other women's featured pair will have Rocio Restrepo and Stephanie Nation. Couple of 10 pins to start for Hernandez, and he missed the single pin spare in frame number 1. Steve Smith, 3-bagger out of the gates. And Lambert with a split. First frame for Nation. Odd washout. I misspoke about Azret. She actually moved over one additional pair. It's Clara who is bowling against Josie Ernest, Clara Guerrero. So USA versus Colombia in both matchups on the women's side. Stephanie converted the washout. Tommy Jones struck in the first frame, second frame shot, also a strike. Josie, 3 in a row. Stephanie gets the little bit of luck there with the pins tumbling down for her. Steve Smith, 5th frame, unable to keep the string of strikes going. He had front 3 for that miss. McClellan's gone double spare strike back at him. Hernandez, a little bit light. Clara's first miss. It was a 3rd frame shot. Strike, strike before that. George threw a split on that lane last time, but no problem with that shot. He's in a bit of a hole. Frankie has not missed yet. Fifth frame for Smith, up 10. Narrowly avoids the 7-10. Rocio. If you're just joining us, this is game 2 of the round robin match play in the Masters portion of the PABCON Championships. All players will bowl each other once. Additional 20 bonus pins for the head-to-head victory. Colon just struck again off camera. So Frankie may not have had his best game in game 1. He's on his way to making up for it here in game 2.
Hernandez just missed a
single pin, second time that's happened.
Tommy's got the front 3 at him, so Jerry Edwards trying to calm him down a little bit.
Frankie's got to slow down. He keeps on throwing before I can switch the camera.
Josie's got front 4 this game, it looks like, at Clara. Make it 5. Josie shot 225 the first game. McClelland is absolutely on fire today in this round. He shot 268 the first game, and now he's gone double 9 spare 3-bagger.
Front 5 for Tommy. See, Josie's got front 5, Tommy's got front 5. And Colon has front 5. All right, not missing Frankie's shot this time. Hernandez with a strike, and now over to Colon. Stephanie Nation. We'll watch Hernandez and then quickly over to Ernest. Front 6. McClellan was not able to convert the split. Back on track. McClellan also missed the spare. Lambert's going to go first. 7th frame. And that's a double. Now to Tommy, who has front 6.
Wouldn't surprise me if we see somebody go all the way here one of these games.
Tommy's going to wait and let
Dan
McClellan go.
Back-to-back splits for McClellan. Might be hitting a little transition on the long and the short here at the same time. I don't know. Tommy front 6. Trying to keep it going. Wow. It's like a freight train.
Yeah, when these guys have got it going and their balls hit the pin, it's just really eye-opening. Not
It's
a
a
power.
shootout here between Clara and Josie. Clara can shoot 278. Josie can shoot 300.
Well, you saw tail end of Lambert's shot. Like he's a little off balance at the foul line, but a good result. Just 3 in a row for George. Watch Hernandez here and then flip on over to see Josie's shot. Gets the carry.
Josie front 7. Needs to hurry. Gets the 10 out. Wow. Front 8 for Josie.
Over to Cologne's 8th frame. He doubles. Rocio. Hernandez, the 8th, just trying to get as many pins as he can, as Tommy is going to win that one. Josie, a bit light, so that ends her streak at 8. And cheers for Cologne as he strikes in the 9th, and I believe that Frankie is going to beat George. That should lock it up. Steve Smith with the strike, and as good as McClellan was throwing the ball, those 2 splits, the opening that Steve Smith needed, Smith's in good position to win that one. Nation with a split. All right, here's Tommy Jones now. Front 7.
Already has the win locked up this game because Israel can only shoot 202. Leaves the bucket. Big shot here for Clara in the 9th. Goes high and leaves the 4, so they were virtually even before that shot.
I got a good feeling here, Lucas. I'm hitting the replay.
A 2-4-10. Stephanie should make this in her sleep. Not this time.
Overconfident.
Oh, that was a big one for her because now she's down 5.
Nation bounces back. Leaves opening for Rocio. Shut her out.
For Clara, her max now sits at 246, and Josie does not even need a mark to beat that. Wow, Stephanie just took the 2-pin straight back on the 2-4 for an open, back-to-back opens for Stephanie. Tommy with an open in the 10th, or sorry, the 9th. Sits at 221 in the 9th frame. I think Frankie...
he's got it.
Yeah, he just needs to make it. No, he doesn't even need to make it.
Maybe in the 240s, I believe.
Yeah. Who's he bowling down there?
George.
George.
Lambert, yep. That one did not come back for Rocio.
Could end up still being a little close here between Rocio and Stephanie if Ro doesn't make this. Dan closing it out, can shoot 223. Steve Smith can shoot 246. So Steve just needs a mark in the 10th to beat Dan. That one turned around quick because Dan was steamrolling and had a couple of splits. That is such an easy spare to miss. It looks so easy to make, but I tell you, you leave that 4-pin so often. And guess what? Ro only leads by 1 now going into the final 2 frames. Shot for Ro. Look at Ro getting emotional out there, slapping it out. Gotta love it. Looks like Maria Rodriguez only shot 173 this game against Shannon Plahowski, so Shannon's gonna win. Josie trying to close out a 279 game and gets the second one in the 10th, so she's got an awesome game going here.
Steve Smith takes care of business. McClellan forced him to mark and get good count. He wins 226 at 223.
Josie's last shot. Wow, what a game by Josie Ernest. One strike away from 300. Shoots 279. Stephanie Nation, big shot here. If she throws all three in the 10th, Rosia will have to match that to win the game. Oh, 5-pin. Comes up light on the long pattern. Jason, I don't know if you want to give a look at the scroller. Let's take a look at the standings. Maybe after the shot from Stephanie here. Steph shoots 202. Take a look at the scores. They're going to be formatted a little different. This one has more information on it than the men's for whatever reason, but that's what it looks like so far. And again, the top four advance after 7 games, and this is after 1 game in round robin. Rocio basically needs to fill 20 in the 10th, and that's way right, and she leaves a washout and has to make it. She has to have it, or Stephanie's going to win this game. Has to have it. Open frame in the 10th for Rowe. And Stephanie Nation takes it 202 to 189.
Men getting started again with game 3.
I'm not sure, but it looks like Azarette Zetter lost 212 to 207 this game.
Run down our matchups here on the men's featured pair. It's going to be Janowitz versus Cologne, Smith versus O'Neill, and Hernandez versus McClellan.
So the third game of this 7-game round robin underway for everybody. Dan McClellan. Looks like he's taking on Israel Hernandez this game. John Janowitz battling Frankie Colon. Steve Smith versus Bill O'Neill. And George Lambert against Tommy Jones, I would assume, since those are the only two that were left.
Yes, off camera.
And again, the semifinals and the finals are going to be coming up pretty much right after this ends. They got to run the lanes, and then it should get started pretty quick.
Liz Johnson taking on Clara Guerrero.
Ezeret with a spare in the first frame. She's bowling Maria Rodriguez. As soon as the in-house scroller gets updated, we'll let you know the scores after that 32nd game overall, as John Janowitz leaves a 10-pin for the second time in a row on that right lane.
And we have a breakdown.
Shot by Liz. Tosses a double to start at Clara. George Lambert has started with the front four this game against Tommy Jones. Janowitz trails by more than a mark. We'll take a look at Bill O'Neill. Down by 2 against Steve Smith after 4 frames, and it's going to go down by a lot more right here. Greek Church. JJ down 24 against Frankie Colon after just 3 frames. Better shot by Janowitz.
Pace is kind of slowing down, it feels like.
Yeah. It certainly has. Liz's ball reaction's amazing. I'd give anything to have my ball read the lane like that. I'm sure a lot of people would as well. McClellan just left a 2-pin. He's getting run over by Hernandez this game.
Liz keeps on striking.
Janowitz working on a strike. He's made a couple of good shots on this right lane on the short, but he rang a 10-pin both times so far this game. Trying to get on the board with a double. And that time he pulls it. Leaves a 3-6-10. Bill O'Neill strikes in the 6th. He's down by 25 against Steve Smith. Clara's run of strikes comes to an end with a bucket. How's Clara feeling right about now? Josie just shot 279 at her, and Liz has the front 5.
Very unlucky, I would say.
Yeah, not getting a lot of those bonus pins. Jason, if we can get a camera on the scroller, it is updated. Go. Tommy Jones is in first, Bill O'Neill second, John Janowitz third. So the U.S. 1, 2, 3. Liz and Josie are first and second, and it actually looks like Josie is starting to close the gap with Liz a little bit. Let this thing run through a couple of times so everybody can see it. It's real tight though. Just about everybody still has a chance to make it into the top 4. Although for some of them at the bottom, like Israel Hernandez, it's going to take a huge finish to get there. But not impossible. Nobody really shut out at this stage. As Liz tosses the front 6.
Yeah, moving from the bottom to the top requires taking advantage of the bonus pins is the key. Got to bowl well and got to have some things fall your way, I think, in terms of matchups.
Just shows you how good Josie has bowled today, that she's all the way within, like, I think 20 pins of Liz for the top seed. 24 pin differential.
Yeah, talk about answering any questions about whether she is ready to be here with Team USA. I think that those questions have been answered.
Yeah, no doubt that the coaches made the right decision letting Josie bowl, that's for sure. Frankie just left a 4-6-7 in the 7th frame, and John Janowitz will have an opportunity to make up some ground. Double J's got to find a way to get something going here if he wants to win this game. There it is. JJ was getting a little frustrated, and it's just what the doctor ordered. You don't see JJ run out shots very often like that. He was kind of helping that one into the pocket.
Azarette with authority. McClellan with a fortunate break there. Hernandez leading McClellan by about 38 pins this game. Liz Johnson front 7. Looks good. Boom.
I'll tell you, she won't miss on that right lane. And that's the lane she finishes on. So if she strikes here in the 9th, go ahead and dial it in. It's over 300, I'm telling you. She's not going to miss on the right lane. She's got a lot of area and great ball reaction.
Cologne in the 9th, double.
All right, here's Liz. Oh, 4 pin. Oh, it stinks.
Yeah, this takes away our fun.
I tell you, she'll probably strike out for 279 because she was not going to miss on the right lane. I'm telling you. Let's see if I'm right. Always like to see a 300. Thanks a lot, Liz. You missed once. Come on.
Ruin
Strike
all the
more.
fun.
JJ really needed that one. It's down 11 now, heading into the 10th if he makes the spare. Steve Smith breaks up the split in the 10th. Second shot in the 10th, I should say. And he's going to shoot 203. And Bill O'Neill can actually strike out to beat him by 10. Clara's bowling another great game. She can still shoot 225 this game. So she's helping her cause. Bill O'Neill here needs one more strike to win the game against Steve Smith. He goes 9 spare on his fill here in the 10th. He will lose by 1. Trying to get the 20 bonus, and it's a 2-8. And Steve Smith will take the 20 bonus pins from Bill O'Neill.
Say, watching Bill's reaction, tell you he really wants this.
Definitely, and that's the 20 bonus pins are actually a little bit more important for Steve Smith, but it's still very tight at the top of the standings for the men. Bill shoots 201, loses by 2.
Good game for Clara. It's going to be in the 230s.
Frankie's going to beat Janowitz. Jason, maybe we can go through the scores again another time on the round through, just to keep everybody updated. Again, this is after 2 games of round robin. You can see just how close it is in both divisions. Although there's a gap between 3rd and 4th on the women's side of 100 pins, but that can be easily erased. And on the men's side, Tommy Jones has jumped out to a bit of a lead, but a lot of folks right there in the hunt to make the top 4, which is the next cut after 7 total games here in round robin match play.
Well, see if your prediction comes true on Liz.
Oh yeah, she's going to punch out, I'm telling you. Bam! She's like a machine on that short pattern. Looks like the scores are starting to get on the website here after game 2. So you can find those on bowl.com/PABCON2012 if you want to see specifically what each player bowls. And she wasn't trying on that one. The results for this round are going to be under Masters Step 2. And the women's results are up there after 2 games. And the men's will be coming shortly, I'm sure. So it's going to be 269 for Liz. As for this one between Maria and Azarette, Maria just threw her 3rd consecutive strike. She can get to 231. Azarette can only shoot 217. So Maria needs 7 spare here, I think, for the shutout. I think that would give her 218, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's definitely going to be a winner. Now it doesn't matter if my math was right or wrong, because she definitely won. Shannon Pluhowski shot 247. Rocio Restrepo can only strike out for 223, so Pluhowski wins that one. John says, Lucas, you jinxed Liz. It was a fill ball in a game in which she won by more than 30 pins. I think it's all right that she didn't strike. So they are moving to their next pairs. Azarette gets 5. Things not looking very good for Azarette to advance to the top 4 at this stage. She's had a great tournament, though, for sure. Appreciate everybody tuning in to watch our live coverage here on Bowl TV of the PABCON Adult Championships. If you don't follow USBC on Twitter, please be sure to do so. Twitter.com/USBC.
Most of you have subscribed to our YouTube channel by now, but if you haven't, that's always worth doing as well.
Got a battle of Canadians right in front of us here. Lambert versus McClellan. Janowitz bowling Hernandez. Jones versus Smith. And Cologne versus O'Neill.
Reminder to visit bowl.com and click on the tournaments tab to see all the various tournaments that USBC has to offer. Open and Women's Championships in Reno next year. Love to have you with us for that. And the Queens will be here following the Combined World Championships. So, lots of great events. Team USA Trials in January.
Josie versus Restrepo. Right next to us here. Still waiting for them to punch in the names on the other matches so we can see. Michelle Taylor pulling for a 300-300 match between Lambert and McClellan. If that happened, that would be a classic Bull TV moment. So I hope you're right. Let's go for it. They both started with a strike, so it's still it's still possible.
We shall see.
See if it keeps going. Yep. All right. 3 down, 21 to go. I don't think we're going to get there, but you never know. That would be pretty cool. And Michelle would get huge props for predicting it. Liz versus Shannon.
Sorry, Liz, we got to at least keep showing the Canadians until
they miss.
We got to see Liz strike enough last game. We can miss one of them.
Liz splits. Maybe she likes the camera.
Sorry. No, I feel bad.
But the Canucks are still perfect. Josie, her ball reaction looks pretty good too. That's probably why she's bolting up the standings. All right, George, can you keep it going? That was not close. That was thrown pretty far out the window.
Oh, well, George ended the drama.
It's not a boomerang, George. Janowitz, spare strike start, all tied up with Hernandez. Josie with the light hit for a strike and a big smile from her. George made it, by the way. What the heck? Who keeps disliking our video? What's going on with that? 3 people don't like us. We got to counteract that. If you like our Bowl TV coverage today, there's a little button with a thumbs up right below the video. Click it. It says like. And let's counteract those mean people who disliked our coverage today.
It's probably because of something you said.
Probably is. It might be because I don't know, jinx people or something and people get mad. But I agree, there should be 531 likes right now because there are 531 people watching.
That will require, though, the guy that's watching on his big screen to get up and have to do something.
Exactly. I'm gonna like it right now from the Bowl TV account. Oh, I didn't know. When you click like, it gives the option to share it on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. So you got to do that. Click like and then click share. I like it. That's pretty cool, huh? Never knew that. We learn something new every day here on Bowl TV.
Yeah, well, I guess it just sort of felt awkward to like yourself, but
yes. Never stopped me.
That might be the comment of the day.
Just being honest. Rowe leaves the 6-9. She told us during the break what the tape was for on her legs. She said it's to she's having some pain in her legs and it helps to relieve some of the pain.
So they're not a fashion statement there. There for medical reasons, I guess.
Yep, trying to help her
a little more
feel
stability.
a little better. Yep. We got up to 62 likes, so I feel a little better now. Josie is 2 for 2 so far this game. Comes up a little light on that one, leaves the 2-5.
Yeah, I don't think that you're never going to get as many likes as the Team USA Call Me Maybe video, though. That's what, blew past 13,000 views already. I think that will be at 20,000 by the time we get home. All right, enough.
Jason can't stand the whistling of the song. Now it'll be in your head, and you won't be able to
Told
stop
you,
thinking
when I
about it.
went to breakfast this morning, they were playing it out there, and I mean, it's a catchy song, but as I think everyone who's heard it will agree, once you get it in your head, it's hard to get it out.
They claim that in the chat they don't like that I'm trying to jinx the Canadians. I'm not trying to jinx the Canadians. A little messenger action for Blahowski. As far as I'm concerned, I want everybody to shoot 300 every game because it's pretty exciting when you have somebody going for 300.
So now you're not going to jinx George.
No, look at that.
His
slow rolling pin for
George
the
works with us at USBC. His office is right down the hall. If I jinx him, he knows where to find me.
Exactly. They say, Gus, he jinxes everyone, so obviously I do not discriminate in who I jinx. Doesn't matter who you are. Oh, 4-9 split for Rowe. He's not having a good time out there right now. McClellan shreds the rack. Pretty good game going between Hernandez and Janowitz this game. A lot of strikes. Hernandez up 10. Another one for Hernandez. That's 5 in a row after starting with a spare. JJ has gone strike, spare, 4-bagger. Dan was asking for it to hook, and it didn't get back to the strong enough to carry. Always cracks me up how when JJ makes a bad shot or doesn't strike, he stares down the pins while he's walking forward and then gives this like confused shake of his head. Pretty consistent. Yeah, he always does it. Sometimes he'll even scratch his head. I watch JJ bowl enough. You kind of learn all his quirks.
Yeah, some people get emotional or outwardly emotional, I should say. And John just stares them down.
George with a double. By the way, Dan McClellan missed that single pin in the 6th. A couple opens this game for Dan. Well, I think Josie might have missed that one at the bottom because it didn't really hook much at the end. Puerto Ricans are starting to cheer for Frankie down there. He just threw a 3rd consecutive strike against Bill O'Neill. Looks like Frankie has, I think, a 22-pin lead on Bill with 3 frames to go.
Just a reminder of what the standings look like. Cologne right now in the 4th position, last update we've had.
Yeah, and just for those of you wondering, men's and women's scores are updated after the 2nd game on Bowl.com. Now you'll be looking for the Masters Step 2 link. You may need to refresh to see those files. You're cheering. Frankie just struck again. I think we'll have an update on after that 3rd game coming up in just a moment. Tommy Jones. Double.
Someone asking to see that O'Neill-Cologne matchup. That one is off camera this game. One pair from the men's that you can't see.
Question in the chat, how many games will one person have to bowl from the first day of the championships all the way to the finals of the Masters? Well, all the people who are left right now will end up bowling 37 games. And then the semifinals is only a one-game match, and the finals is only a one-game match. So the max is only 39 games. I say only, but it's still a lot. So 39 total games is what the final two bowlers will end up having this week. Trying to estimate when the semifinals are going to start, and I had to guess right now. I would say probably about 4:15, 4:30 Pacific time. So about 7:15, 7:30 Eastern time for the start of the semis. So we're about the halfway point of the round robin right now. Frankie Cologne still stringing strikes. He's going to beat Bill O'Neill this game. Looks like standings are updated, Jason.
Take him after the shot from Hernandez.
Yeah, he's got 6 in a row, started strike spare and hasn't missed since. It's going to be a good finish in that one. It's a 13-pin lead for Hernandez going into the 10th. So this is with after the first 3 games of round robin right here. Liz has extended her lead up to over 100 over Josie. Still very close. I think most people still have a shot to get in the top 4. I think Maria Rodriguez and Azret Zetter are 2 that probably are the only 2 that don't have a legit chance to make it. But I think all the guys are still in it, at least going into this game. What a game by Hernandez, as he really needed it. He was in last place. And I think he's about 126 pins out of 4th, so that's nothing, you know, in this format. I mean, he shoot 280 this game and pick up 20 bonus pins and go plus 101 game.
Right.
So he will pick up some ground. Puerto Rico really
those 2 guys,
excelling.
The Puerto Rico contingent is having a great game here.
Looks like it was 269 for Frankie. $279 for Israel Hernandez. She shuts out John Janowitz, who can only shoot 267.
Only.
Yep.
Crazy.
There's big shots, though, for John coming up. Because even though he's not going to win the bonus pins, 267 is a huge game and would go a long way towards helping him. He's in 4th place coming into this game. Not a great shot. Leaves a 3-6, and he gives it the head shake.
I think Rowe is not going to want to see lane 52 anymore.
Yeah, I think she's had about enough of it. JJ makes the spare, so he'll be in the 240s this game. Dan McClellan just had another open. He only shot 180, and he may be one of the next players who is out of the wood pulling games like that. He was already in 7th place. He's going to drop to 8th for sure, and probably be pretty far down with just games 5, 6, and 7 coming up. It's only 3 games left. Keith wants to know what pattern they're shooting on. The left lane is London, which is long. The right lane is Stockholm, which is short. Steve Smith just doubled in the 10th to get to 214 if he strikes on the fill. Tommy Jones would strike out for 235, so Tommy Jones needs to fill 20 to win by 1, assuming that Steve strikes on this ball.
Second shot in the 10th for George.
Yeah, he can shoot 234 this game if he strikes on his final shot. Steve Smith took a little bit of the pressure off Tommy Jones by getting, looks like 8 on the fill. So now Tommy just has to fill 19 here in the 10th to win by 1. If he strikes, he instantly wins. Oh, slap that 9-pin around, Tommy. Gliv up now. 8 on the fill. 232.
Some of the guys wrap up this game. We will turn our attention to the women who are trending towards the end of their contest as well.
Josie leaves a 4-pin. She's going to win this game without any problem, though, as long as she makes her spares. 213 for Shannon Pluhowski. Liz Johnson can shoot 228.
This game could really hurt Rocio. She was in 3rd coming in and is having kind of a dud.
Only 179 is what she can shoot this game. Not a lot of huge games on the women's side this game, though. The Colombians are having a nice battle down there. Maria just shot 236, and Clara can strike out for 245. It's the highest scoring match on the women's side. We don't have a camera on it. But. Guys are starting up game 5.
Steve Smith and Israel Hernandez.
Could prove to be a pretty critical matchup because they are probably pretty close together in the standings going into game 5 of round robin, I would guess.
Lambert and O'Neill. And Cologne versus Jones.
Yeah, McClellan versus
off camera.
Janowitz.
Yeah, Janowitz, McClellan.
Josie finishes with 195. Now, looks like Shannon Blahowski actually beat Liz Johnson 213-207. Liz spared in the 10th. Feeling generous, gave Shannon the bonus pins there. Shannon needs them more than Liz does. Bill's got a double to start. And pocket 710. It's not going to make him real happy.
Now Frankie and Tommy in a shootout to start. Both have the front three.
Lambert takes advantage of the 7-10 that Billy O left. Spare three-bagger for George.
Open for Cologne in the fourth.
It's 4 in a row for TJ, I believe. Yep. It's off to a good start this game. Bill's probably angry after that pocket 7-10 on this lane. He's not he's not any happier now, even though he struck. George looking for a fourth consecutive strike. Got it. Shot by Hernandez. Strike in the fourth. Tommy Jones, front five. George trying to make it a five-bagger. It's an eye to go. Saying in the chat they want to see more women's bowling, Jason. I think we can accommodate that.
More women's bowling in general, or more of the women today?
More of the women today.
Yeah, some of what we've got going, the reason it's a little disproportionate is the way that the lanes were. Assignments are today.
We're kind of closer to the guys, so it's easier for us to actually see what they're doing.
Yeah, and the guys have a few more lanes with stage behind them.
And also the guys are bowling faster, so they're, you know, as they reach the midway point of the game, which is a more important stage than the first couple of frames, you know, they're starting to string strikes together. We want to show when they've got big strings.
And also, it's a rule if you show one more minute of either gender, somebody complains.
That's right. Somebody out there thinking we're showing too much of the women. So Israel with a strike. Stephanie stepping up. For whatever reason, the women are bowling much slower today than the men. It's the third frame for the women. Stephanie strikes. Let's watch Tommy He's got the front 5, and then we'll go to the scoreboard because the scores are updated. Messenger takes out the 10. Check out the scores. Tommy Jones in the lead by 90. And then a 100-pin gap between second and third. Liz Johnson still in the lead. Josie comfortably in second. Rocio in third. Clara in fourth. Very tight on the guys' side. You got a lot of guys fighting for the last spot in. Right now, George Lambert is only 3 pins ahead of fifth. George in fourth place. George is bowling a great game this time around as Tommy finally missed. Left a split. 4-9 looks like. Liz has the front 5 against Josie, it looks like, this game. Steve Smith trying to get a double. Steve got a lot of work to do to make it into the top 4. It's not out of it, but got to put on his striking shoes here. Bill O'Neill. He strikes in the 8th. He's not going to have enough of time to come back against Lambert, though, this game, it doesn't look like. Stephanie Nation. Oh, wow. 9-pin for Steph on the front 4. Frankie. Frankie's looking pretty solid. Only 1 blemish this game so far. Go down to camera 1, Jason, for Liz. She has the front 5. Good shot. Telling you, she loves that short pattern. Tommy almost split there, leaves the 2-8. And I looked at the wrong scoreboard when I said Frankie only had 1 blemish. That's Tommy's. Frankie has 1 open this game and 1 spare. So he's still bowling decent this game. He's going to have some work to do to beat Tommy, though. George Lambert's locked up the win against Bill O'Neill. Tommy Jones actually can't lose this game against Frankie Colon if Frankie strikes out. Steve Smith trying to make a charge. Comes up light, mixes it up for 4 in a row. Steven, 7th place coming into this game. And needs a big finish to the day to make it into the top 4, and he's doing it so far this game. Hernandez has not been on the same pace as he was last game when he shot 279. He only has a max of 209 this game, and Frankie Colon just split in the 9th, more than likely going to lose to Tommy Jones.
There's that split that Frankie's going to face.
Gets 2 of them. So an open in the 9th for Frankie, and Tommy Jones is going to win this match. Take the bonus pins. Well, Liz getting ready to step up with the front 8. Liz has been great on both patterns, but she'll have to finish on the long this time if she wants to close things out. She had the front 8 earlier and then left a, what was it? What'd she leave? A 10 pin, I think? Or a 4 pin? I can't remember. 4 pin?
Yep.
So let's see if Liz gets another one. Actually, Liz will finish on the right lane. I was wrong. So this is on the long here in the 9th. Gets it. Calling it now. She's going to take it all the way.
Oh, why'd you have to go and do that?
Where's Matt Lawson? We got to get him out here. Where's his camera? Be the only 300 he missed all tournament if he doesn't get this one. Guess we'll have to cover for him.
Sometimes the Bowl TV 300s can be as exciting.
That's right. Hernandez only going to shoot 189 this game with a strike. That's what he does.
While that was going on, Josie threw a strike.
Yeah, Josie can only shoot 207 this game. That'll put Josie's max at 187 now. She gives a little smack to the ball return. Steve Smith just struck again. Stephanie Nation through the face. Steve's going to shoot 250 this game. That's big for him and picks up the bonus. He might be right back in the mix for the top 4.
Another quick look at the standings heading into this game. Finishes it up, gets them all in the fill, and shoots 250.
Yep, that's what he needed. Needed a big game. Steph with the spare, she's well ahead. Maria.
Tommy shoots 242.
Yep. Frankie opened in the 10th for 186. So both of the Puerto Rican bowlers, after bowling big games in game 4, both struggle and shoot only in the 180s in game 5. Well, let's see if Liz can seal the deal. All the guys are done with game 5, getting ready to go into game 6. So Liz with 9 in a row, trying to make it 10. She did that one really hard. Front 10. Liz Johnson leading the way in the women's Masters. I think she's easily going to have the top seed for match play. I'm sorry, for the semifinals coming up in just a few more games. So let's see if Liz can make it the front 11. Looks good. Oh! The ball just sailed right past the 9-pin. Jeez. Nice round of applause from the fans here. About the only thing that could have stopped her. Well, that's sort of disappointing.
A little bit of drama, but
You just never know when one of those 9-pins are going to step up and bite you in the rear end. So 289 for Liz. Little doubt that she will be the number 1 seed for semis. Stephanie closing things out here. Ninth frame still going on in this one between Stephanie and Maria. Maria leaves the 7. Nation going to win this matchup with Rodriguez, who's up now on the left lane. Maria can strike out for 207, and Stephanie can max out at 236. Oh, and Maria misses 10. 185. George Lambert leaves the 245. He's bowling John Janowitz this game. Bill O'Neill up, working on 3 in a row. Bill now with the front 4. Steph shoots 225, wins by 40 over Maria Jose Rodriguez. Double J with a strike here in the 4th. One more game to go after this one before we make the cut to the top 4 for the semifinals. Good shot for Hernandez. He's bowling a decent game this time around. I'll have to wait and see what the standings look like after that game that just ended. We're in game 6 right now. Tommy Jones struggling a bit this game, but should be in good shape to make the semifinals. He was about 235 pins ahead of 4th going into that previous game, so he's doing fine. John Janowitz. I think John's going to need a big finish these last couple of games to get in.
Sixth frame now for John. Gets the 9-pin to go. Azarette back on camera this game. She starts with a double against Rocio. Got the Josie Shannon Team USA matchup. Josie's gone spare strike and ring 10. Lambert playing way outside. Comes screaming back for a nice strike. Tommy Jones. And here comes Shannon. It's easy to miss Bluhowski just because she bowls so quickly when she gets on the approach. Often don't get the camera over fast enough, and there's no second shot to see most of the time. That's 3 in a row for Shannon. If you're just joining us, we're watching the round robin portion, also known as Step 2 of the Masters competition here at the PABCON Championships. We are down to the final 8. And at the conclusion of this round robin play, we will cut to 4 bowlers that will make the semifinals for 1-game semifinal, followed by a 1-game final to determine our gold medalist. Appreciate everybody being with us on Bowl TV here from Sunset Station in suburban Las Vegas throughout the week. I'm Jason Overstreet. Lucas Wiseman has been with you as well. You can find a complete list of our upcoming Bowl TV events on the home page of bowl.com. We'll have collegiate action for you in the fall, as well as USBC Senior Queens coming up in October. Lucas will be back here for team trials in January. And you can check with Bull.com for coverage of the World Singles Championship and Cubica AMF World Cup later this year. We will not have our own Bull TV crew going to those events, but oftentimes we're able to find partners that have video or get a few video clips courtesy of the coaching staff on the road. Hernandez is up in the 10th. The score is a little far away from me, so I can't tell you where that contest is exactly from where I'm sitting. Tommy Jones with a strike in the 8th, and George Lambert now up in the 8th, working on a spare. Very unhappy with that. George is down 13 and Janowitz is working on a strike. Mendez gets the second one in the 10th. Looks like he's bowling a pretty good game, but O'Neill is putting up a really big game. To Rocio and Azaret.
.246 for Israel Hernandez, but Bill O'Neill can shoot .279, so he's not going to win the game, but it is a good game for Israel Hernandez, who really needed it. Lambert, 9th frame, almost left the split, 4-7 is the lead. He's down by 15 against Janowitz. Josie in the 6th with a strike. Janowitz leaves the 4-pin. There's a lot of guys still in the mix to make it into the top 4. It's going to be real close. We're still waiting on the updated standings, but should be coming in soon. Shannon Pluhowski with the front 6. Just turned it into the front 7. She really needs a big run here. She was outside of the top 4 going into game 5. Well, of course, we're in game 6 now, but she's looking to make a run to get into the semifinals, potentially give the U.S. women 3 out of the 4 spots. Looks like Steve Smith shot 202, and Frankie Colon needs a strikeout to beat him. He got the first one. It's off camera. Good shot by JJ. Very solid. JJ up by 15 as Pluhowski finally misses for the first time this game, leaves a 6 pin. Frankie struck. So Frankie beats Steve Smith.
It's going to be fun with assuming that Frankie stays in the top 4.
Yeah,
a lot of fans here cheering for Puerto Rico. It'll make for some pretty cool energy. You can hear them cheering. That's going to make for a lot more excitement in the finals. So everybody's going to want to stick around and see that.
I think there's a pretty good chance Frankie's going to stay in the top 4. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
I would think so.
Well, we're still waiting for that update after game 5. .217, John Janowitz. George Lambert can only shoot .212. See if Josie can make the 6-7-10 here. She's going for it. Got a chance. Almost.
Bill O'Neill not wasting any time getting started with the next game. He's trying to do his part to keep us on schedule.
So heading into the last game on the guys' side, the women are still wrapping up game 6. Jason, just for your reference, the semifinals are going to be on 47 and 48, 51 and 52, 55 and 56, and 59 and 60. And the championship matches will be on 49 and 50 and 57 and 58.
That's somewhat inconvenient.
It's the best I could do. I think it's good enough. But
we're going to have to work for it on those pairs on the low end.
yeah, we won't have a great view of 47 and 48. It'll be a wide shot, but it is what it is. Blahowski going to shoot 259 this game. It's a big game for her to try to get into the conversation for the top 4.
I know there's a lot of you watching in Puerto Rico eager to see what happens, and got Frankie and Israel here going head-to-head right in front of us, so be able to see a bunch of them this game.
I'd love to tell you the situation, but don't have any scores. Still waiting on the game 35 update. Hopefully coming soon. Steve Smith. I'm guessing that Steve Smith is probably in bad shape. I don't think he can make it into the top 4 at this stage. Josie can strike out for 203 this game. Hernandez with the strike. We're not going to see Azarette in the semifinals. She knows it, but she's smiling and have a good time.
Lambert off to a good start, the front 3.
I think this is going to be one of those situations where we have to wait till they finish and get the scores to find out who made it. Semifinals will be coming up right after they finish. They got to run a few lanes here, so it might take about 20 minutes or so to run the lanes. Jason, are you the MC at the banquet tonight?
I haven't been told yet.
Haven't heard. They're going to be giving away a lot of hardware at the banquet tonight. Team medals, the all events medals, and the Masters medals.
You would think that since both of our countries here at PABCON are Spanish speaking, that it would have an MC to speak in Spanish.
Well, you know, Spanish is the official language of PABCON.
Right, so that's not me. Not very well, anyhow, much as I try.
I think medal ceremonies are pretty easy to understand in either language.
That's true.
It's pretty straightforward. Bill O'Neill's got the front 5 this game.
He's bowling really fast and keep on missing him on the approach.
Yeah, they're trying to get done, I think, over there. So there's going to be a break after this last game while they oil the lanes. Probably won't be a very long break, but if I had to guess, I'd say we'll probably start the semis at 4:30 maybe. I guess kind of in this situation where the scores aren't available, all the players just have to try to get as much as they can if they feel like they're in the hunt. Try to knock down as many pins as possible. Which, in some instances, that's better than knowing, I guess.
Yeah, it's only a...
It's updated now, Jason. Take 3. There we go. Updated after 35. So that's... Actually, does that say 36 or 35? I can't read it.
Looks like it.
35 for the women for sure.
$36 for the guys.
Yeah, so it just popped up with 36 for the guys. And Tommy Jones comfortably in the lead. Frankie Colon and Bill O'Neill are tied for second. There's a 100-pin gap between them and fourth, which is George Lambert. George Lambert and John Janowitz are separated by 6 pins going into this last game. Steve Smith is 66 pins outside of the top 4.
John is off camera, having a bunch of strikes thrown at him by his teammate.
George Lambert, so far this game, has an open after starting with the front 3, spare in the 5th. So it is possible that 3 U.S. players could be in the top 4 on the men's side. Tommy Jones is virtually locked into the top spot. Actually, what does he have this game so far? Where's Tommy at? He's down there bowling.
He's got the front 5.
So Tommy locked into the number 1 seed. Frankie and Bill battling for the 2 and 3, which really doesn't matter much. I think it might be choice of starting lane. Frankie's not bowling a good game this time around. Not out of the question that somebody could hop Frankie if he doesn't get going here this game. Tommy's got the front 6. It's almost a situation where, with Tommy bowling John Janowitz desperately needs the 20 pins, but it's, of course, not in Team USA's moral character to let Tommy lose the game on purpose.
One of those integrity things.
Yeah,
similar
they would
to
never do that.
What happened in badminton, where
the
team deliberately threw off to avoid facing one another. And
although in this situation, have to throw off to help his teammate make
Right.
it, but I just don't. Obviously, it's never going to happen. But JJ's going to have to try to earn those 20 bonus pins and get in there himself. These guys are too competitive to let somebody else win intentionally.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, that's just kind of an integrity thing that Rod Ross and Neil Strummel would never approve something like that.
Tommy finally missed. Well, you know, Janowitz also needs help from Steve Smith. He needs Steve Smith to beat George Lambert. Right now, George up by a pin with 2.5 frames to go. Still waiting for the update after 36 on the women's side. Frankie's got it going again, for the three-bagger after struggling at the start. So I think he's fine to make the top 4. Janowitz just doubled. George Lambert leaves a 10-pin. So they are even. Lambert and Smith are even here in the 8th frame if George makes the spare. 235 the max score for Lambert. John Janowitz this game can shoot 268, so John Janowitz right now in good position, but still a few frames to go here. And the women only in the 2nd frame of the final game, so they're going to finish last. That's why we're focusing a little bit on the men. Double J just left a 2-5 on a double.
You want to go tweak that camera maybe, Lucas?
I think by the time I get down there, it might be. I think you'd be better off just taking your camera here and zooming in on him a little bit, because the match on 55 and 56 doesn't really matter.
See Janowitz on the right side of your screen coming in to shoot the spare.
JJ makes it. Lambert left a 10-pin in the 9th. Trying to figure out max scores here. Right now, JJ is ahead of Lambert by 12. By 12 pins, looks like. But JJ desperately needs Steve Smith to win the game against Lambert, because that could be the difference. It's only 6 pins separating them coming into this game. So every shot for Steve Smith is big here. That's big right there. Yes. Steve takes the lead by a pin.
Yep.
He can shut him
George out.
Yeah, and that would help his teammate a lot. And I don't know if he knows or not, but if he doesn't, somebody should tell him. He has to have an idea. I think Frankie Colon's going to be the number 3 seed. Bill O'Neill going to be the number 2 seed. Tommy Jones the number 1. To be determined who's going to be number 4. Big shot here for Steve Smith. Helping his teammate out, getting the strike in the 10th. He needs 2 more to shut out Lambert by 1. Tommy Jones just missed that. Tommy Jones just missed a 7-pin in the 8th. It was very close. It looked like the ball just barely fell off right before the 7-pin. Tommy's still ahead by 11 in the game against Janowitz. Steve Smith gets 6. So Steve, if he picks it up, will shoot 211. And George Lambert. As Tommy leaves the washout.
Well, that'll get people talking.
Dan McClellan's not happy, I can tell you that much. Steve makes the washout, shoots 211. I'm sorry, 221. My bad. But Lambert can strike out for 224, so Lambert needs a double to win. We'll see if Tommy makes the washout. He wraps it around the 10. Back-to-back opens for Tommy Jones, gives John Janowitz an opportunity to get back in this one, although TJ still leads. Lambert needs a double. Leaves a 10-pin. Is it going to go? No, it doesn't. Wow. But John Janowitz just left a split. Hang on a second. Very close here. John Janowitz shooting a 2-4-10. And John's going to have to go for it here. Oh, he made it. Oh, wow. What a split conversion under pressure. Trying to figure out here exactly what needs to happen. Since George lost the game against Steve, he's going to shoot 213. That means Janowitz would need 220, even if he lost. And Janowitz can shoot 221 if he goes strike spare. He goes through the face and leaves the 3-6-10. Jason, if you can zoom in on the scoreboard for John Janowitz, give me an idea what he's got. You got to go right. To the right. To the right. That's not him. There he is. He can shoot 220 if he spares it. He missed it. He went quick and he missed it. 209. And John Janowitz is going to miss. George Lambert's going to make it. I think George Lambert made it in. I think George Lambert was already taking his shoes off. Wow. That was an interesting finish to the men's division. So it looks like it's going to be Tommy Jones, Bill O'Neill, Frankie Colon, and George Lambert, if I'm not mistaken. The only way that George could have been knocked out there, if Tommy Jones had gone up and thrown both balls in the gutter, John Janowitz would have made it. So that proves to you that Team USA was not trying to throw it in their favor, because otherwise they would have done that. I think that there are some other teams around the world who may have done that intentionally, because there's nothing, I don't think there's anything that would prevent it. There's no rule that would prevent it, but Team USA would not do that. That's unsportsmanlike.
And if Tommy was throwing off, he wouldn't have thrown the front 6.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because he didn't need the pins.
Are the women's standings updated, Jason? I think they may be. Now that we've kind of sorted out what's going on the men's side. Again, Jones, O'Neill.
Yes.
Jones, O'Neill, Colon, and Lambert made it for the men. That's going to rotate through here. Johnson in the lead by a lot. Very close between second and third. Shannon Plahowski's in fourth. Looks like the only person who really can challenge Plahowski for the last spot is Clara. Clara is 25 pins back going into this game, and they are bowling each other.
Clara.
So that's basically pretty close, going to come down to who wins that game between Plahowski and Guerrero. Although Josie Ernest and Rocio Restrepo, actually it's all really close now that I look a little closer at it. Only 9 pins separating second through fourth. So we got to look at Rocio and we got to look at Josie. And Rocio is bowling Liz. And right now, neither of them are bowling great, but Liz is up by 2. Josie is bowling Azarette and getting smashed. Azarette's got a big string of strikes, and Josie can only shoot 203, so Josie may be at risk of dropping out. Going to be real close here at the finish. Good news for Josie is that the people behind her aren't bowling great. Although Clara just struck for a double. Clara working on a double.
You said earlier that Rocio was bowling Liz.
What's that?
Did you say earlier that Rocio was bowling Liz?
Rocio is bowling Maria. My bad. Liz was sitting on that lane over there. Clara with 3 in a row now, so Clara trying to get in to the semifinals. similar situation where teammates bowling each other with Rocio and Maria, where Rocio needs the bonus wins desperately, and Maria, it means nothing to her. But Maria's winning the match by 2 pins. Josie struck first shot in the 10th. Puchowski looks like she may have left a 10 pin here. Yep. So I think Shannon's in some trouble.
Strike for Josie.
It's a double in the 10th. She can get to 203. She's not going to win any bonus pins. It's going to be real close here. Puchowski just missed that 10 pin. She's in a lot of trouble now. Rocio just left a 5-8. Josie's fill. Strikes for 203. Puchowski with a strike in the 8th. Big spare here for Rowe. Wow. I wasn't sure she was going to make that. I don't think she was sure she was going to make that. And top 4 advance. Could come down to whether to Rocio and Puchowski as to which one makes it in. Because Clara looks like she's trying to punch her ticket. She's working on 3 in a row up right now. Got another one. It's 4 in a row. She's up 25 in the game. Rowe just left a 4-9 in the 9th. Wow. What an awful break there. Clara can almost lock up a spot with a strike here in the 9th. And I think we're going to see Clara in the Masters Finals, or in the semifinals. Rowe trying to make the 4-9. Oh, she got it! What a split conversion. She had to have it, and she makes it. So Rowe makes the 4-9. Her max score is 192. Shannon Puchowski can strike out for 215, but she cannot win the game. Got a strike. There were 9 pins separating Plahowski and Rocio Strepo coming into this one. Another situation here where Rowe needs her teammate to bowl bad. And guess what? She yanks it through the face and breaks up the split for a strike. That's the worst thing that could have happened for Rocio. But it's only a 4-pin differential. Rocio trails by 4 to Maria. And Rocio's in a situation where she needs to win this game to make it. Plahowski strikes again, 3 in a row. And Maria's looking back, saying, what should I do? I think that's what's going on here, actually. She might be waiting to see what Plahowski does to decide what she needs to do. It goes late.
It's a very uncomfortable kind of situation.
It's very uncomfortable. And Maria just left the 2-5. Now, if Maria makes it here, she could shoot 186. Restrepo can strike out for 192. So Restrepo is going to need a double to make it into the Masters is what it looks like. Unless Maria misses this, and then Rowe won't need the double. 213 for Plahowski. Wow, I mean, that wasn't even close.
She
threw that away. Wow. It's interesting to see. So Rowe needs a mark. And Rowe gets 5. And she's going to have to make it. And actually, it may be the difference between Josie Ernest not making it, because it looks like Plahowski passed Ernest. So it actually may be Josie who's the one out. And actually, the 5 count may have doomed Rocio here. And it doesn't matter because she misses it anyway.
I think there's some people for Team USA that feel that's a just ending.
Yeah. And so that was a pretty crazy finish. I actually think the 5 count by Rowe, despite if she'd have made it or not, ended it for her. And so it looks like it'll be Liz first, Clara second, Shannon third, and Josie fourth. Now, I'm not going to say that Maria missed that spare on purpose, but it wasn't close.
Sure didn't look good. Now, I mean, you could have said the same thing when Tommy Jones missed a spare. So it's hard. It's hard to judge, but.
And I guess today we have exposed some flaws in this Masters format. Clara shoots 240.
And just when you sort of look, I think everybody just have to draw their own conclusions.
Yeah, so it's going to be Liz, Clara, Shannon, and Josie in the Masters for the women. Very interesting how the karma worked out there on both sides, doesn't it? For the men and the women.
And I think that there'll be a lot of people that go back and watch the recorded version of this broadcast and see the interactions between everybody involved, and could be something that ends up needing to be discussed by those who make the formats.
And again, we're not making any accusations here.
No,
we're just saying what we saw.
But I think that even we'll give everybody the benefit of the doubt on both sides, and
we'll just say
that there's an issue with the format because it came into question. I mean, in both situations, we had the last spot essentially hanging in the balance, depending upon what a teammate did in the match that was taking place, and that's not a good thing for the integrity of the sport. And so I don't know how that can potentially be addressed, but it's something that needs to be addressed.
Well, this round is over. We know the players who are going to be in the semifinals. There's going to be a break here while they run the lanes, and I think that will probably get started in about 20 minutes or so at the earliest. So maybe 4:30, but probably closer to 4:40. So we will sign off until then. But be sure to come back here around 4:30, 4:40 or so for the start of the semifinals here on Bowl TV. We'll see everybody then.